Hey, this is Rick from Hiking Emergency Beacon, and somebody asked me a question this week, and they said, hey, have you ever done a review or comparison between the Garmin GPSMAP 66i and the Garmin Explorer Plus? And I'm sitting here thinking, why? No, I haven't. Why haven't I done it? Well, here you go. Today, I'm doing it. So before I get into that, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put up new videos. All right, let me give you some of the differences between the two, and then I'm going to end up with a little insider tip at the end of this video, so stay tuned. So this is the 66i right here, and this is the Explorer Plus, if you don't know. They're about the same size, about the same weight. They're both inReach devices. They both do a lot of similar things. They can both do SOS. So on the 66i, SOS is here, and on the Explorer Plus, same place, it's right here. And they both have keypads here. The screen's a little bit bigger on the 66i than the Explorer Plus. And they both two-way message. They both can get weather. I know on the Explorer Plus it has the altimeter built in, the accelerometer, and something else. And this is a little bit newer. The 66i is newer. The Explorer Plus blows the 66i away on the battery life. So on the if you want to get the 66i, and it's a great device, and I'm doing a current playlist on it, or a training, you can see the card or link up here on the top of your right side of the screen. And I'm going through things like starting with SOS, messaging, and then map share, and I'll be getting into the navigation, how to create routes on the computer, plus also in the field. So there's lots of things I'm doing with this, so check that out, because it's going to be very in-depth. It's probably 8 to 10 videos or more of stepping through each part of the 66i. But back to the comparison. They are both very similar, and I was going through the Explorer Plus last night, looking at the menu, and there's just a lot more things on the 66i. But what I was noticing is the menu setup and how you get around, yes, is similar, but it's older. It's just not as current. And so you can see maps and topo maps on both these. You can navigate on both. You can track back on both. There's a lot of things in common. But I did talk with Garmin this morning, and I was asking them some pretty hard questions, because a lot of times they will not share things about new technology, new devices coming up, what they're working on. But they did say that they are not making this anymore. You cannot buy the Explorer Plus any longer on the Garmin site. They still support it. But what this technician was saying, as they've done in the past with other devices, there is a life cycle to these. And some of them, they'll come out with new ones. Say the Mini, they came out with the Mini 2, and so they'll come up with newer versions. But sometimes they'll come out and replace a product. And he just said that if somebody wanted something like the Explorer Plus, they would point them to the GPSMAP as pretty much equivalent, but the newer device. He also did say to not be surprised if the Explorer Plus is discontinued at some point in the future. And that only makes sense. If Garmin is not producing, manufacturing, or selling this device any longer on their website, that should just give you a heads up on it. There are Explorer Plus models still available from manufacturers, or not manufacturers, from retailers. So you can still get it. I would just be a little careful here. It'll still work. They still support it. And you can probably get a lot better price on it. I don't know the price offhand here. I'll put it up on the screen for the current price of these both today. And it is January 30th, 2023. But be careful, because I never myself want to buy something that's being discontinued. If I'm getting a great price and I know they're going to support it, and then for several years I'm going to have get a lot of value out of it, then I would still go and maybe get it. I get all of these myself because I want to review them, compare them, and tell you all about them. But that's it in the smallest nutshell I can give you. And this is probably one of the shorter videos I've made in a while. But to recap, they're both very similar models. They're both in-reach devices. They both do a lot of the same things. The 66i will do more. It doesn't have as good of a battery life. I hope that Garmin comes out and improves the 66i and creates a better battery life. If the battery life is really important to you, check out this link here. Will show up, and it's a video about what I've been able to do to get from about a day and a half battery life to a week or so, and that's some really good information, and it helped a lot, and it really does work. Bottom line, they probably are discontinuing the Explorer Plus. They're still going to support it. It's a great model. I love it. Great battery. So if you have it or have the ability to get it, and it's a lot cheaper right now, go ahead and do it. I would just say, if you've got the money and you want the more current model, then go with the Garmin GPSMAP 66i. I would typically dig a lot more into this, and I would show you things on the trail about how they both do things a little bit differently, even though they're similar. But because I believe they're discontinuing it, I'm just going to cut this video off and leave this video with what I've already told you. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you really want me to dig into something on the Explorer Plus, you have a question, you own it or you're going to get it, and you have questions about how it works, I'll go out and I'll still do a lot of videos on the Explorer Plus if you have questions. So please leave those questions. If you have advice, maybe you have advice about a different model that you like that is better than the Explorer Plus or is different than the 66i. I'll just tell you right now, there are a few other models, and I'll just briefly mention them real quick. The Montana 700i series and the Tread series. Now, I'm going to just briefly tell you real quick. The 66i is more for hiking. It's a lighter weight, just like the Mini 2 is. The Montana series, the 700, 750i, that's more for, say, an ATV, off-roading, in your vehicle, but you can use it in your vehicle and outside the vehicle. It is a little bit bigger. So most people will probably attach them to their Jeep or their ATV or motorcycle. The Tread series is absolutely more for if you're in your vehicle all the time, and maybe once in a while you might get out of your vehicle and you could take it with you just on a short little walk or around the trail, but that's not what that's meant for on a trail. It's meant for your vehicle. But take a look at both of those, and I'll have information below in the description. And thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.